ज्यादा भड़का दिया. Okay, okay. Share the screen. I'll share my whole screen. Okay, fine. So what we will be doing today is data view binding and data binding. Okay, so let me first. Okay, I'll just comment these things out. Let us keep. तो लास्ट ये में हमने देखा था कि दिस वाज मोरलेस wait, कहाँ गया? This was the app that we made, right? Last session में, हाँ. तो यहाँ पे एक someone check if we are streaming on YouTube?
Yeah, doing that.
Yeah, okay, so that person also left. Okay, fine. It is fine. I will go faster then. Okay, so just check. Okay, because we need to have a record that we have done a study jam.
चालू है.
हाँ, it is. चल रहा
Yeah,
है
we
ना?
are live. Yep.
Okay, live. Okay, so यहाँ पे Abhivav knows, you know. Okay, so when we want to use any, like here, there's a text view, there's an edit text and things like that. Did is earlier we did where uh, text view ka, let us say tv1, this is of a type text view equals find view by id r dot id dot text view, ऐसे करते थे हम, right? So let अगर वहाँ there are 4-5 things as in this layout, हमको ऐसे find view by id करके पहले सब स्टोर करना पड़ेगा, राइट? लाइक tv1 tv2 ऐसे वेरिएबल करके ईच यूआई एलिमेंट को स्टोर करना पड़ेगा जिसके साथ वी वांट टू इंटरैक्ट. ओके, बट now what we will be doing is no band, sorry, someone. Okay, so हाँ, so find view by id करना पड़ता था. So what we will be doing today is something called view binding first, and view binding and data binding is basically view binding some plus some data ka cheez added to it. Okay, so when what happens, the problem with find view by id, when I do find view by id r dot id dot text view, let us say, what it will do is कि ये जाएगा यहाँ पे दिस इज द रूट दैट वी हैव ना, तो ये रूट से इट विल ट्रैवर्स द होल लेंथ. यहाँ पे तो हमें डायरेक्ट टेक्स्ट व्यू 3 मिल जा रहा है. ओके, सो लेट अस से कि ऐसे बहुत बहुत चाइल्ड हो, ये पेरेंट है, the constraint layout is the parent and there is a child view. We can have a structure where we have more than one child, a nested child, एक child के अंदर दूसरा child के अंदर तीसरा child. Okay, so and what happens is that when you do this thing find view by id हर बार, it traverses the whole, it will go through the whole tree, सब parents के बाद सब child, let us say कि parent child उसका child बोल के 5 layers deep है. So it will actually traverse through the whole ये parent all the 4 layers first, फिर जाके वो 5th layer पे पहुंचेगा, which you as you can already know sounds very compute intensive. तो अगर हमारे ये हमारे स्क्रीन पे currently how many there are 1 2 3 4 5 UI elements है, but easily कोई भी modern app में देखोगे तो there are like tens if not hundreds, there are tens of elements. So अगर हम find view by id ऐसे 10-20 बार कर देंगे तो it will affect the performance of the app itself. Okay, so here what Android, the developers at Android did is they came up with a thing called data view binding. Okay, and view binding plus some other functionalities data binding. So I'll just get started with data binding itself. So data binding ko we have to enable it because it is a OS level implementation. ये बस कोई एक class नहीं है कि it's not a library that we can just import and get started with. Okay, so for that what you have to do is यहाँ पे देख रहे हो there are Gradle scripts. Okay. So there are Gradle scripts here. You need to go to this module app level build.gradle, and you have to add data binding equals true here. Okay. So once you add this, you will get a message on the top like this. Okay, so I have already added, so it's not here, but you will get a message like this. You need to sync the Gradle properly. So यहाँ पे sync कर दो, then you will be ready to go. Okay, so उसके बाद what we do, so sync होगा, you wait for some time. Okay, after you wait for some time, then you are ready to go. उसके बाद what happens is कि wait up, I'll comment this out. इसको मत देखो, this is just a comment. Okay, so the earlier this used to be our क्या बोलते हैं, ये constraint layout होता था हमारा parent. Now what I have to do is कि we have to wrap it in a layout. Okay, so I have wrapped it up in a layout. Should I just show कि कैसे होता था? Okay, so I'll just show this. So earlier we used to have something like this, right? So earlier we used to have something like this. Constraint layout was the parent. Okay, these things that you see XML, NS जो है, these are called namespaces. Okay, XML namespaces, तो XML NS namespaces. Okay, so Android app tools, यहाँ पे जो Android देख रहे हो, यहाँ पे जो app देख रहे हो, उसका behavior define होता है ये तीन से. You don't have to know this. All you need to know is कि ये तीन हमेशा on the outermost ये पे outermost view पे apply होता है. So here the outermost is constraint layout. तो यहाँ पे हुआ था, but now what we need to do कि we need to wrap this in a layout. Okay, I think there is also a wait, is there a easy? Okay, wait. Okay, no, this is something else. I think there was a way to directly do it. Okay, so no. Okay, so we'll do it the old way. So we have to wrap this whole thing in a layout. So what you can do, you can collapse it here. यहाँ पे there is a minus sign, minus. Okay, so ILAY layout, and closing यहाँ पे नहीं होगा, closing होगा यहाँ पे, sorry, layout. Okay, हो गया. So, and as I said कि these namespaces need to be on the outermost, so we will keep it on the outermost. Okay, so this is the basic after that we can, okay, I'll just अभी के लिए we don't do this. Okay, so यहाँ तक I guess everyone has followed. So now what we do is we have something called a binding. So what a binding does is कि जब activity पहली बार बनता है, जब app first time launch होता है, तुम we go to that screen, it will save a snapshot of the UI. The whole tree that you see, we are currently saving the state of the tree in this variable called binding. Okay, so uh, variable called binding, and यहाँ पे जो देख रहे हो private late init का मतलब ये है कि because जब app start होता है we do not have the layout app start होगा थोड़ा टाइम बाद बनता है, we do not perceive it, it is in microseconds, but it takes some time. थोड़ा गर्म होगा app, then it warm up and then it fires up the layout. So what late init here means is कि I will initialize it, I will give it a value, but late में दूंगा, but I will give it for sure. That is the promise you are making when you provide a late init. Okay, if you don't give it a late init, it will crash. Because Kotlin does not allow you to initialize without giving any values. So this is just standard syntax. Just remember it for the time being. Uh, Okay, so and this thing, activity main binding. Activity main binding is a data type which is derived from this. हम कोई भी layout जब we name the file, we name it in this convention, activity underscore main. So what it has done, it has taken the words separated by the underscore activity main, and it is a binding of that layout. So activity main binding. Okay, so if you have a layout, let us say login page, login page layout, and what Android Studio will do is उसका corresponding classes बनाते बनाते जाएगा. Like this is a class where we have imported it here, the class. Okay, so वैसे class बनाते बनाते जाएगा, and here and this is where we will store the binding. Okay, in the previous year when you start a project, you will see here there will be set content view. Okay, earlier we used to do set content view, but we will be changing that with this statement. Okay, data binding util dot set content view. So here what we are doing is, first of all we are setting the content view to this layout. This is same as jo we used to do previously. Okay, so this is the same as we used to do previously. The thing is that now that we have a data binding, uh, we want the binding of the tree. When I say binding, it only means कि we are saving a snapshot of all the views that are present currently. Okay, so when we are saving like that, we are saving that binding to this variable that we had declared earlier. Okay, so what we have now is a copy of the layout. So when we do find view by ID, we used to traverse it all the time. Now we don't have to traverse it. Actually, if I want to access the text view, let us say, so I can just go binding dot text view 3. This is equivalent to what I used to do, find view by ID uh, r dot id dot text view 3. Okay, but now, yeah, first, but here I had to do var text view equals, like, first I used to do like this, then I used to set the text. Now what I can do, binding dot text view 3 dot text equals new text. Now you get the thing how easy it is to do stuff here. Okay, so here we don't have to go for find view by ID, find view by ID all the time. Okay, chat, nice, thank you. Okay, so find view by ID, this is one thing. These are all, and find view by ID. Why did it come text view 3? Because here the ID we have given is text view 3. Okay, so similarly all the properties that we had seen, we had added a button on click listener last time. So see here, binding dot result button dot set on click listener. Khatam. We don't have to save these things in a variable. We don't have to do find view by ID every time. And this is memory efficient as well. Way more efficient than what we did in the find view by ID. Okay. So this is what we call view binding. Okay, but view binding in itself does not provide much utility. Uh, Data binding does. Okay, so what is the motivation behind data binding? So the motivation is earlier. Okay, let us see here. Text view. Yeah, here we are setting the text manually. Okay, we cannot expect ki in a app the all the data, all the text that has to be set will be set manually, right? So it will be dynamically set, like maybe from a database, maybe from internet, or somewhere like that. So what happens is that most of the time, most of the code that we have, like mm, most of the code that we have is written in a same file. Okay, and we store things in a variable. Like if I have to store something, I store something in a variable, and then if I change the like here, okay, I'll just show it to you. Where name. So if I am uh, saying that this is my name, and here my name, I have to set my name. So I have to, yeah. And now if I change my name and run it, it will not show the new name. Like if what I mean to say is, if I change the variable, it will not be reflected in the text view. Obviously, because here the text view is an independent thing. The variables are independent thing. The variable does not owe anything to the text view. Like it is in no way bound to the text view, right? But what we in data binding, what we do is we assign a variable with the text view or any view per se. Okay. So if we change the variable, the data that it's the view also changes accordingly. So if I had done what we call a data binding, then if I change the value of this variable here, then the value in the text view will also change. Okay, so we will try to achieve that now. In the last session I had told about why we go for objects. Like when we want to, last time I had given the example of a car, if you remember. So we tend to store data in terms of objects. So we will go for an object here as well. Okay, so this is a class that I have defined. So how is it a class? Everyone has a name and everyone has a nickname. That is what I have considered. You can add data here. So it takes care of some of the usual things that we do. I will not go into this. So right now, we will go into this in the next session. So this is the class that I'll be using to make objects. Okay. So as you can see here, I am making an object here, my name. Okay. Or let us say, okay, my name. Okay. So what is my name? My name is, let us say my name is Chinmay. Okay. So now I have an object whose name is Chinmay, right? Now what we do, you don't have one thing, you don't have to remember the syntax completely right now. You will have to refer to documentation online for the first few times you code. I just want you to explain the essence of it. Okay, so uh, yeah, so here we have a by name called a. Now we have to bind the two together. So here is our data. This is stored in something called my name. I need to bring it over, bind it to somewhere here somehow. Okay. So for this, what we do is data, data, and in data, we have something. I had created a class here. The class here is my name. Okay. So as you can see, this is c.k.studydjam1 slash my name. This is the directory. Okay. So it should dot studydjam1 dot my name. Yeah. And class. And then there is a, I'm missing one more thing. No, I'm missing I think what was the name? I don't remember. Okay, let's just refer to this, that even I don't remember the whole, yeah, and there's nothing to be ashamed of here. So for the, just a reminder, you have to complete the tracks over here. Okay, so if you want to earn the badges, you have to complete the tracks over here. I think it was variable or mm, it's not even suggesting. No. Okay. I'll just okay. So these are will be first two you have already done. Third one we'll go for. We'll be completing the third unit here. Here there is data binding. I just want to see the syntax. I name. Okay. Okay. It is name. Uh, my name. This is variable. I
I guess you have
I'm
to
doing
wrap
some.
it.
I
I
have
guess
to
you have to wrap the variable inside the data
inside
types.
the data. Yeah, yeah. Okay, data here variable. Silly things. I am doing silly things. Okay, so okay, to make it clear again, I made it a bit complicated. So we have the layout. We are providing the layout with the data here, and data is always stored in a variable. So we are giving it a variable. The name of the variable will be my name, and the variable will be used in the views here. And the variable will be of a type my name. My name is here. So we use object to store values as I had said. Okay, so it will be my name. And here we have a binding. I had said that we access the view, everything here we can access using view binding. So here we can access this my name like that as well. So here we have something called, we have defined something called my name here. If we want to access that, logically we have defined a binding earlier, and we will access that my name with here. Okay, I can just call it or something like model as well, just to clear it out. Okay, so model equals my name. What is this my name? This my name is the object that we have stored over here. Okay, the object, the name here is Chinmay. Okay, so the binding dot model equals my name. And now if I run, this is redundant, this is redundant. Okay, and now if I want to set, see, here we are not setting uh, that value of text view anywhere. Okay, so logically there should be nothing appearing over there. And here is the text view. Here I am saying text name, so I'll just run it in front of you. Okay, okay, this got disconnected. I'll just reconnect. Okay, so right now this is statically set. So let me just run it. It should show text name, because that is what we have set here. We have introduced the scope of data binding, but we have not actually completed the uh, data binding. Okay, so see here, there's a text name here. Now we complete the whole circuit by doing this. Add, so this thing that you see, this is called a directive. Okay, so this directs the view to use data binding. And here I will just do model dot name. Okay, why model dot name? Here here you see, if you see my name has something called a name. Okay, so and here is the object that we have made. We have linked this object here to the model here. Hence I can call for this like this. Okay, and now if I run it, it should show my name. It should hopefully show my name. I don't know if I have done some mistake again. See, so that is data binding in short. And next, let us try. I said that if we change the value of the, earlier the problem we had is when we change the value of the variable, we again had to set the value of, set the view, like text view dot text equals the value of the uh, new value of the variable. So we had to continuously listen for the changes in data, right? So and then do it manually, which is very cumbersome. But here that is not the, that won't be the case. And I how to demonstrate that? Okay, let's try to demonstrate that. This won't be very successful, I guess. Mm. So let's try this. My name dot okay. So here what I'm doing is I'll just explain my logic first. What we want to try is, we want to change the variable, and we want to see if the text view value is being updated or not, right? So I am thinking here key to my so I'll be clicking the button, the result button that we had coded the last time around, and every time I press the button, I will be adding one s. Okay, so here you can see one s to my name. So my name dot name will be the original my name dot name plus an s at the last. So if my name is Chinmay, that will be Chinmay by the end of one press of a button. Okay, and any changes that you want to reflect in your UI, you have to uh, wrap it in and apply. Uh, so when you set a on click listener for any button, this is how it looks. Okay, then if you want key binding dot apply, when you do binding dot apply, that means key the changes that you are going to make now, you want it to reflect in your UI. Okay, so what are the changes we are going to make now? Now we want my name should be equal to the name that we had earlier plus an s. Okay, that is how I'm not setting the value of text view anywhere. Okay, and what I'm doing, invalidate all. This just means that the once I have set the value, I want the old value to be discarded, and whatever is the new value, let that be set. Okay, so this is yeah. Okay, again this got disconnected. Okay, this got disconnected. I will try to run it now. Okay, wait. So yeah, so here is the yeah. I will try to run it. Let us see if this works. Okay, so okay, so here is Chinmay, which is logically correct as we should have had. Okay, so here is Chinmay. Now when I click on this add, I have not clicked on it yet. Okay, this code, this block of code will fire up, and when this block of code fires up, it is saying that in the data binding, apply this change. We are just changing the value of the variable again. That is what I want to stress on. And then we are invalidating. I press on add, there's an s added. I have not set it anywhere. So if I keep on pressing add, it keeps on adding s. Okay, so this is data binding that I wanted to cover. So data binding is not incomplete. Data binding is incomplete without view binding, but view binding in itself is not very enticing. Okay, so the thing is key, there are in a real application, data can be changed from multiple sources. You don't expect ki, there is one main activity and the value of a variable will be changed only from within the main activity. That is never the case. There can be multiple classes like this is main activity. We may have a class which is taking from databases, which is taking from your GPS location, the sensors on your phone, which is taking from internet, and they are changing the values of any UI element. Here is a text view, it can be an image, it can be anything. So it is not feasible ki you will always find the view in that class and then set it again. Right. So that adds a lot of headache to the developer's mind. What if you forget to update it somewhere? Or if one thing breaks, the whole chain will break. Okay. But here you don't have to worry about it. You just link it once, like you have linked it once here. Then you take this object anywhere you want, you change whatever you want to change, and that will be reflected here. Okay, so I hope you have got the essence of data binding, what I wanted to explain. This is probably the only new thing that I was going to teach today, because everything rest I was going to cover for people who were new. to this Android, but all of you were a part of the previous sessions that we had. So this is all for me. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. No. So what we will be doing in the next session, if any of you attend, is that we will actually be separating there is a thing called software architecture. Okay, so what we do in that is, in a company, any company you go, one developer is never responsible for the whole app. Okay, so there are many developers, and they collaborate together to work on a app or something. Okay, so you cannot expect all of them to work on a single class. Like here is a main activity, we cannot make the whole app in a main activity. Okay, so what we do is, there we divide the task done by a app into mainly three parts. Okay, there is a model, there is a view, and there is a view model, or there's a controller. So what is that? The logic behind that is, the view, that user interface should be completely, and the logic behind the user interface should be completely separate. Okay, so logic means like the animation, or showing a button or not showing a button, what is the behavior of the button, should it go to that screen or this screen, and things like that. That is contained in a completely different class. Those classes are known as views. Okay, and models, you see my name here. This is an example of a model. Okay, this is a rather simple model, but it is a model nevertheless. Model can give us an idea of the type of data, the bundle of data that we are going to handle on a particular screen. In this screen, we defined a model, and here we have a name and a nickname. So we have an idea ki, in this screen we will be handling a name and a nickname. I am sure that an image will not come out from anywhere. Okay, so that is what model does. And then there is a view model or controller. There are two different schools of thought. What they do is ki, they connect the model and the views. Models are responsible for storing the data, views are responsible for showing the data. View models or controllers, what they do, they take the data from here and pass it to the view. Okay, so there is a clear trifurcation of roles done. What happens next is, in any company, there will be a group assigned to each one of these tasks. A group of people will be assigned to work only on the front end, like the UI part. Then there will be people who will be working on the view models. There will be people who are working on the models. So like they work independently, and at the end they just connect the three. Okay, and data binding is a step towards that. Okay, so as you can see here, earlier what was the problem is ki, we were bound to this main activity class, and we had to update all the things here. Okay, because we are calling the view here, find view by id here. Find view by id won't work anywhere else. That is one thing I forgot to tell, because we are by when we declare a set content view here, find view by id will, wherever you set content view in whichever class, find view by id will work only in that class. Okay, it will not work anywhere in any other class. But here there is no dependency on any views. It's just the variables that are changing, right? And variables can be changed from any classes. So this is a step forward towards making it more modular, more decoupled, the logic of the app. So we will be learning about software architecture, like model view model, MVVM architecture or MVC. There are two broadly two schools of thought. We'll be going through MVVM. It is there in your Android study jam as where this course as well, somewhere. Okay, it's in the life cycle, no, life cycles and navigation. Okay, we can do that. Okay, we'll probably do that in the next session. Yeah. Okay, it's in the unit 2 of Android developer. I'll just show it. Okay, in unit 2, here is the architecture components. Okay, architecture components, there will be a, here is what you see: view model, live data, and live data observers. So data binding with view model and live data. So you see, this is the precursor to it. Live data and live data observers are something we did today. Okay, this is a small example of that. What are live data observers? It is like, so there is something that is constantly keeping a check on the value of the variable, and if it is changing, it is immediately changing the value of the view. That is called observers. Okay. So this is a small example that I showed today. So this is the build up to this module actually. Okay, we'll be doing it in the third session probably of this track. So in the next session we will be doing navigation, like how adding multiple screens to our app, and how we can navigate from one screen to the other, and how we can add fragments. Fragments are just a part of screen. Like the full screen is called an activity. If you want to do something like you want to change only this half, this upper half of the screen, it is better you make it a fragment, which is by its name, as you can see, a part of the screen rather than the whole. So we'll be going through that in the next session. So that is it from my side. Anyone has any questions, any doubts, any 13th, I guess it was 14th na, 13th tha kya? I don't wait, I'll just see, like today is 11 to 13. I think it was on 13th. या संडे देख के रख दिया था मैं. No, it is on 16th. Okay, you see,
okay,
here
okay.
okay, it is on 16th. Okay, because 13 is too smaller time ना करने के लिए कुछ भी. So next is on 16th.
And one more thing, Bhaiya, what is that that list of the selected students? What is that for?
कौन सा?
जो group पे है, like some students like from first year, second year.
I don't see which. कौन सा group में?
Which group?
WebViz.
Okay,
WebViz,
you are asking wrong question
okay.
to wrong question.
For the PI
who
interview,
did
like when was the process selection like procedure or something?
I'm sorry to inform you, but we are not associated with WebPage. We are from DSC NIT Rourkela. Okay, so we don't know actually about their happenings. Very sorry.
Acha. Okay, my bad then.
Okay. Okay, so you thought this is a session from WebViz and entered here?
No, yeah, I got it from WebViz only. So I thought like this is a part of DSC. DSC is a part of WebViz. I mean, yeah, WebViz.
No, we are completely separate clubs. We just collaborate on some events.
Okay.
Do some, but this is not collaboration.
Because I got the interview from.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, yes, yeah. Or WebViz will, I guess, will be the last club to endorse this, because this is the complete opposite of what web is for. Apps are completely opposite for webs. Okay, so yeah. Anyone else? Anything? You can ask something like this.
This is something apart from coding, etc. Like if we join any
हाँ.
sports also, so how are you going to manage time? Is it possible or is it not possible?
Sports, again, the people who code hardly do any sport.
Oh,
Okay, so it is complete opposite again. Like most of, at least for me, I am a couch potato. And most, if you want to do efficient coding, you have to be a couch potato. But now there are people who actually sport, and what they do is now they will not play in the prime time, like in the evenings or in the mornings. They will play late at night
okay.
after having their dinner or something. They will play late at night, and they will play for an hour or two, and then they will be ready for the next class. So that is how they prepare. Unless, of course, you have any sports meet in the near future. That is how it usually happens. So yeah, the people do. Many people do, and you
Well, it
should
is
join.
manageable, no?
Huh, it's very manageable. It all depends on your intent, because we have
Because
seen
in
many
other
seniors and
orientations,
juniors. Yeah.
sorry.
हाँ बोल.
No, I was saying ki like in other orientations, people said that if you like join, for example, the person said, if I join cricket, what is going to happen? If like how I'm going to balance everything. So they said that if you join cricket, there'll be no time for you for studies and all. So that's why I'm asking.
That is a very wrong notion to set. Okay. And one thing you should know is ki if anything is hampering with your study, you can always drop it. Nah. If you take up
Hmm.
something, but it is not working out, you drop it. But it should never be like you don't try it out at all. Yeah. So I will always say ki you try everything out. You are a fresher, nah. I suppose you are
Yeah.
a fresher. Yeah. So you should try everything out, and keep with you. You have 1 year to try things out, and you will fall in a specific timetable that works only for you. That may or may not include sports, or may or may not include coding, but you will find your own way. So I would say you go ahead.
Okay.
And right
Thank you.
now,
Thank you.
even if you join the club, how can you practice? Now you cannot practice. It's only when the
वो तो I'm asking
classes
for
open.
like when we join the
Future.
campus. हाँ जी.
हाँ, that's wrong. So you should join. You should always try it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Anyways,
Okay.
okay. So there was a Satvik joined now. Sorry to say, but we actually ended the session.
अरे भैया I'm Sriram. I joined with my separate
as
name.
अच्छा तुम है. हाँ, तेरे को पता है सब. तुम रिकॉर्डिंग देख लेना.
हाँ ठीक है.
रिकॉर्ड हो गया है because people did not come, and जो लोग है they already are acquainted with Android. So
Yeah. Cool. I'll just watch YouTube.
I just taught the things which were new, data binding, view binding, that will help us further in state management and stuff.
Okay.
हाँ, कुछ नहीं. So should we wrap it up, this small session of ours? People are leaving already, so I think I'll take it as a sign of wrapping things up. Okay. Smarak, any insight? Like,
Um,
did you find it interesting?
yeah, well, yes, I've worked with Flutter, so it was not really new to me.
No, it was not really new to you, but
No. I
Yeah.
yeah.
Hello.
हाँ, बोलो.
Yeah. So like if I am currently working on Flutter, right?
हाँ.
So if I want to do anything in Kotlin, can I just write the code in Kotlin for that, and will it work for the Flutter app?
There is something called a
It won't
platform
work
channel.
directly, but you can make it work.
Like देखो, Kotlin में you cannot expect the UI elements to work. Okay, you cannot make UI work with Flutter, Kotlin में. Okay, but the computation part, कुछ भी data processing होगा कि computation part, you can do it in Kotlin, and उसका जो output होगा, you can pass it to Flutter to handle. जैसे
Okay.
डिस्प्ले करेगा वो. Okay.
Hmm.
So you look for something called platform channels.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, हाँ तो it will ये तो there are some libraries, some SDK जो कि Flutter में नहीं है, but it is available in Java or Kotlin. So you can implement it there and you can just add a bridge which is called as platform channel and you can use it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
ये DSC ग्रुप में नहीं पूछता रहे, यहाँ पे पूछ रहा है.
Because we are live. Because we
हाँ
are
but thank you.
one to one interaction.
हाँ okay. So shall we ये if you have anything, any doubts or anything, the link of this session will be this is already streaming on YouTube. We'll still send out a mail to everyone joining this, and we'll share all the resources there. And the links to the previous sessions will be available in the description in our YouTube, like a true YouTuber I'm saying. Okay, so the links, resources will all be available in the description. And I think with that we will wrap up this session. uh, no one has to say anything, so bye bye, good night.
Yeah.
Good night.